Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about childcare because going back to work or going back to school, especially if people are going to be retrained mid-career or midlife, is a time when childcare comes into play. It's a very large expense for households. It can be very difficult to access. There is a shortage of early childhood educators. And we've heard a number of various proposals throughout the campaign, but I wonder if each of you could now clarify a little bit on what your party is saying and what you think you should be doing about daycare. And Nicole, let's begin with you.
All right, thanks, Bruce. So cost of living is certainly a key issue for many people in our communities, and childcare certainly factors up at the top of the list of one of the most expensive things that families must support each month. And the Green Party plans to support families with a comprehensive plan that includes early child education and also childcare. We plan to support up to $500 a month for families with children under 3 years old and a stay-at-home parent, up to 25 hours of free early childhood education per week for 3 and 4 year olds, free childcare for working parents and children with children rather under 3. We also want to maintain child care subsidies and supports to ensure that there is that sufficient financial support for all families, regardless of their situation. And we're looking to look at professional development for existing early child care workers to increase qualifications and to train more early childhood educators and certified programs. We want to see the expansion of available spaces.
Sorry, Nicole, we'll have to stop it there. Again, we will likely loop back on that in some other form of question here. Murray Rankin.
Well, the issue, Bruce, of accessible and affordable childcare has never been more important. We see both young families and businesses calling for it and have been for years. The BC Liberals spent years ignoring these needs. John Horgan's government has made real progress. The BC NDP created more childcare spaces in their first 10 months than the BC Liberals created in 4 years. The BC Liberals promised $10 a day childcare for some just recently. Does anybody believe they can do that after taking $10 billion out of the budget for their PST cuts over 2 years? The BC NDP has been creating childcare spaces at the fastest pace in the province's history. More than 32,000 families in BC are now receiving $10 a day childcare, with more to come. Right here in Victoria, we funded the creation of over 1,100 new licensed childcare spaces, with more on the way.
Thanks, Murray. Roxanne.
Well, we'll get back to that. I suggest the numbers speak for themselves, and the NDP government has failed miserably, frankly, in this file. We need to ensure available as needed childcare to enable parents, especially mothers, to return to the workforce. And the BC Liberal Party platform proposes a $10 daycare, not universally, but based on need, a means test. Financial need should always be a consideration for government. That is why we have government, to help those in need. The Liberal Party platform has an $11 billion childcare plan. The proposal is to encourage and support a variety of nonprofit and market-based childcare providers, expand before and after school care, create incentives to support childcare options for employees. The previous government had wonderful success in the provision of childcare, 3,400 spaces every year between 2005 and 17.
Great. Thank you, Roxanne. Again, these things will probably pop up in further conversations and in other questions that we have.